I think Columbia could be somewhat representative of not a street, but a time in everyone's life when there's mega forces moving to change your life, to shape your life, to disrupt your life, and then you move away and you look back and you're glad you were there, but you're glad you moved. You're glad you moved on. That's Columbia Avenue. When I lived there, I went through a divorce. I was a single parent, so it was me and my daughter Devin, who was 4 at the time. And then I started my business at the same time, so I was all over the place trying to figure things out and just learn. And when you're young, you learn, and that's what I did.
I would normally stay here on weekends. As I got older, 12, 13, my parents divorced. My mom went through some health issues, so I'd stay at my grandparents' house, and I'd see Bruce across the street. That's where I first met him.
I remember your grandfather saying, "Oh, my grandson, he's a musician. You have to." And I was actually at that time, I was also doing some studio work, recording some stuff back then. I remember Charlie coming over and listening to a couple tunes, and I remember one. Recently, I uncovered a tune I hadn't had in years, and Charlie was listening. That's a fucking song you played when I was at your house 30-something years ago.
Even a short period of time, even like in junior high and high school, those 6 years are just, there's so much that happens in that time period. I remember more about that than what I did last week or the month before. My friends that I made here, and I had a band in high school, and one of the guys in the band always says that it's interesting how 12 notes can create friendships for life.
I wrote Columbia because I figured, well, everybody has to have their song. Columbia was just going to be Charlie's song. And then as it usually happens, you do it thinking in terms of or inspired by something else or something in life. And then you look back at it after you're done in reflection, you realize, well, wait a second, there's a big part of me, woven into that story. And then the reason you'll listen to Columbia is because Joe's singing it. It's when Joe sings, people listen. There's just something very serious and soulful. So it's not just the singing, it's the presentation.
Singing Columbia to me has a lot to do with love. When I listen to the words and just dive in.
The song it has a very nostalgic feeling to it. It has a very reminiscent kind of feeling to it.
To me, Columbia, it's about where I lived, not just geographically, but spiritually and emotionally. The minute I heard it, I felt transported back in time to my own youth, growing up and running around the streets of Chicago.
I think we all have a Columbia in our lives. Tried to come up with a pretty bass line. I kept it simple, but I tried to keep it melodic and complementary to the vocal line.
As a drummer, having a tune with really great emotive lyrics makes my job that much easier, so I try to hopefully help embody the emotion of the tune.
My friend Charlie sent the song to me, see if I wanted to be involved in it, and as soon as I heard the song, I was, yes, it's a great song, I'd love to play on it. I had a blast doing it, and I hope you enjoy.
Between, all those little magical things that here we are on Columbia Avenue today, reminiscing, and it's our little piece of magic and a good way to start the 2-track sessions.
We hope everyone enjoys Columbia and the 2-track sessions. Just continue, or hope to continue to do this going forward.
Amen.